Let's be real for a second. Are you a junior developer, maybe even a senior one, kind of looking over your shoulder wondering if AI is about to make your job obsolete? It's the biggest fear in tech right now, and you know what? It's a totally valid one. But what if I told you that very same fear is actually pointing you towards the single biggest career opportunity we've seen in a decade?
And look, this quote, this is from a real person in a real online discussion. It just hits you, right? Because it's so honest. I mean, seeing an AI spit out complex code in seconds, yeah, that's intimidating. But the story absolutely does not end there. In fact, this is exactly where it starts to get good. Because while some jobs are shifting, a brand new one has just exploded onto the scene with a median salary of $184,000. And no, this isn't some hypothetical job in the year 2040. This is what AI security engineers are commanding on the market right now. Okay, let's break this down. The so-called AI takeover that feels like this huge threat, it's accidentally created a massive gaping hole in the job market. Companies are scrambling, desperate, to find people who can protect these incredibly powerful new AI systems. And they are more than willing to pay top dollar because they just can't find enough people to do it. So let's just set the stage here. The real threat from AI isn't just that it can write code. It's all the new, terrifying security holes it creates. And that's exactly where the opportunity for you begins. Just look at these numbers. They're wild. We're talking about an AI cybersecurity market that's set to balloon to almost $31 billion. And at the exact same time, you've got the World Economic Forum saying that nearly half, 40%, of our core job skills are going to be different by 2030. This isn't some slow, gentle change. This is a full-on earthquake. And get this, there's a hard deadline that's putting a fire under everyone. By 2026, the European Union's big AI Act becomes fully enforceable. What that means is companies with what they call high-risk AI systems, they have to have security pros on staff. It's not an option. If they don't, they're looking at fines that could cripple them. So yeah, the hiring gold rush, it's already started. So what does this $184,000 job actually look like day to day? What does an AI ethical hacker really do? Let's break down the key roles in this totally new field. It really boils down to three main paths. First, you have the AI penetration tester. That's your offense. Your job is to think like a bad guy and break the AI. Then there's the AI Threat Intel Analyst. Think of them as the scout. You're out there tracking how cybercriminals are using AI for their own nasty purposes. And finally, the AI security engineer. That's your defense. You're the one architecting the castle and building the walls to keep everyone else out. Now, what's really cool about this whole thing is that the industry isn't starting from scratch. There's already a playbook. It's called the MIT ATLS framework. And if you're serious about this, this is your Bible. It's a complete, detailed knowledge base of all the ways adversaries are attacking AI systems. Mastering this is your first big step. Now, the skills you need, they're this interesting mix of the old and the new. You absolutely still need your classic IT foundations, Linux, networking, Python, Bash. But on top of that, you're going to layer on cloud security skills for AWS or Azure. And, this is the big one, a solid understanding of how machine learning actually works. You don't need to be a PhD data scientist, but you do need to know how these models think. All right, now for the really fun part, the deep dive. See, to get hired, you can't just know the theory. You have to understand the wild, almost futuristic attacks that are defining this new battleground. So let's walk through the 5 that you absolutely have to know. First on the list is something called the vibe coding security crisis. And this is a huge one. Basically, developers are using AI to generate code because it just looks right or it feels right, not because they've actually gone through and audited it. And the result? They are shipping old school security flaws into production at a speed we've literally never seen before. Okay, next up, sponge attacks. The easiest way to think about this is hacking the power bill. An attacker sends a very carefully designed prompt that tricks the AI model into using a ridiculous amount of computing power. It's not stealing data, it's weaponizing resource consumption to run a company's cloud bill up into the millions. It's pure economic warfare. Attack number 3 is training data poisoning. This is insidious stuff. This is where attackers corrupt the AI from the inside out. They find a way to secretly inject bad, malicious data into the public datasets that AIs are trained on. So they're basically teaching the AI to fail in very specific, dangerous ways before it's ever even deployed. Attack number 4 is automated red teaming. And this is where things get really sci-fi.
It's literally AI versus AI. Hacking these systems manually is just too slow. So now, the good guys, the ethical hackers, are building their own offensive AIs to go out and attack other AIs, just to find the vulnerabilities faster. We are fighting fire with fire, but at machine speed. And finally, maybe the biggest threat of all, especially to these new autonomous AI agents, indirect prompt injection. Imagine an attacker hides a command in tiny white text on a web page or deep inside a PDF. Your helpful AI assistant reads that document to summarize it for you, but it also sees and executes that hidden command, completely hijacking the agent without you ever having a clue. So here's the crucial takeaway from all this. While academics are deep in the weeds with complex math and compute ingredients, real-world attackers, they're just getting really, really good at prompt engineering. It's often less about breaking the algorithm and more about creatively outsmarting the logic of the machine. Okay, so you've seen the threats, you've seen the massive opportunity. So the big question is, how do you actually make this your reality? Let's put together your actionable blueprint, what you can start doing right now. Here are your first 4 steps. 1, you have to nail the IT foundations, get rock solid with Linux and Python. 2, you've got to live inside that MITRE Atlas framework. Start thinking like an AI adversary. 3, start practicing prompt injection. Download a local large language model and just learn how to manipulate it. And 4, go for hybrid certifications. Get something traditional like the OSCP for hacking and combine it with a new AI security cert like the CIASP to prove you can bridge both worlds. So here's the bottom line. Every single time AI gets smarter and more capable, the attack surface, all the ways it can be broken, it gets bigger too. The fear of being replaced is real. But the solution isn't to compete with AI. The solution is to pivot and become the person who secures it. This revolution is happening as we speak, and it desperately, desperately needs a new class of defenders to make it safe for everyone. So the only question